Hello and welcome to Hivestate Bakugan. We are continuing in this little set of set reviews for Age of Aurelus. Today we are talking about the Aurelus faction. We're going to go ahead and roll right into it with Avalanche. Avalanche is a cool little action for Aurelus, which, hey, it's new actions for this faction. I'm a little hesitant about that at first, but I'll talk more about that here in a bit. It's 200 B power for 2 energy, which is just straight bad. 2 should give you 4, but it has a thing. If you've played a card from 3 different factions this turn, it's giving you plus 800 B instead. So if your deck is pretty evenly split between 2 factions, and then you have this, it counts as the third when you play it. It itself is the third. So let's say you play a cheap little Pyrus card, rolling into an Aquas thing with flow, and then dropping this on top of it. You can probably do like a 6-cost combo and just win battles with this, if even 6. Think about, like, you could spend 3 energy for the Song of Fire, get you 5 energy. There's your first card, Pyrus. Second card could be Aquas. It could be the one that's, well, it's like 3 energy and you can get plus 1,000 if you've already played another card this turn. Still have 2 left. Avalanche costs 2. For 3 energy, you did all of that. A quick 1,800 boost. That's fantastic. I really like the play 2 factions and you get a thing. Body Breaker's the next one. This one has Battle Mastery, another little mechanic for this set. Only costs 2 to play this one as well, and you get to choose one effect. You either get plus 300 B, which is a little subpar, or plus 4 damage, which is actually great for 2. So the next one's Parasitic Power. This is a 6-cost action that, well, does one of 2 things. You can either have your opponent discard 3 cards, or you can draw 3 cards. I mean, for 6, both of those have its effect in the right deck, I guess. It's iffy. There's a possibility. The 4th action is Phoenix Fire. Costs 3 to play this one. And it as well has Battle Mastery. So you can either, for 3, get 3 Frost Strike, which is a good price for Frost Strike. Or you can get Double Strike, which... That's not bad. Depending on the amount of damage you already have, I would happily pay 3 for Double Strike. Moving into the evolutions, I want to stop and say something. That was the end of the actions. There were 4 in the Aurelus base set where we were basically getting a bunch of Aurelus stuff. Well, a couple things. Aurelus, to my knowledge, has the least amount of cards in the Aurelus set, which I'm not complaining about. I'm okay with that. Because some of the other factions do kind of bounce off of Aurelus, so I think that counts. But there are only 4 actions in the game that Aurelus can use. I'm so thankful for that, which might be an unpopular opinion, but whenever they said that Aurelus was going to get actions and cards that they could play, I was a little disheartened. I mean, I really like the thought of Aurelus just being the beat stick, the faction that is really stronger than the other factions, but it comes with like no real abilities. It's just the cards that you get. And I'm okay with having a couple Aurelus abilities like we just saw. I think that's the right way that they should have done it. Just a few. You can splash 1 or 2 of them in, and whenever you drop an Aurelus card, it's a thing. It's not just, oh, my entire deck is Aurelus. Which, I mean, if we get to that point one day where it's like over so many sets you can kind of build an Aurelus only deck, I'm okay with that too. I'm just glad that this set didn't throw tons and tons of Aurelus cards, making it just another faction, not something special. I like that it still feels special. But into evolutions. The first is Diamond Trino, and this is a 1-drop, so it's cheap. 400 B, 6 damage, which isn't great, but if you land on a basic shield, it's plus 800. So a 1200 B, 1-drop, as long as you just land correctly before your shield bonus. Yeah, I like it. So this next one is one that it's kind of part of a set, a chain. I feel like I should probably go ahead and talk about all of them, but I'm gonna keep doing it in the order that it says. This one's HyperGreen Ultra, 4 energy to play, but underdog, when this opens, if it has a lower B power than the opposing Bakugan, you can play Maximus Green Ultra for free. And yes, the one before this has the same effect, where if you open it and your power is lower, you can just drop it on. So it's kind of interesting. If you run all of them, you can slowly build up without having to play it. It can build onto itself, but I still don't know how much I love it. There's some awesome combos, but you're taking up quite a few cards in your deck to be able to run these combos for well, it's an okay Bakugan. I'll probably talk about this one more in my full breakdown or evolution breakdown video that I do. So stick around for that when it happens. Hyperloop Pythian Ultra is the next one. 3 energy for this evolution, 500 B and 9 damage. And if you land on a Helix, which can do any which thing, plus 4 Frost Strike. So that's interesting, maybe? I don't know. For 3 energy, the stats are just okay. We'll see. We'll see is my answer. Okay, so I actually kind of like this one. In a right, like, Might of Mac deck, this is real cool. So, Hyper Scorpios, 800 B power, 5 damage. If you're winning in Bs, it sticks at the low 5 damage, that's okay. But if you're not winning in Bs, the damage jumps up to 15 when it opens. That's a pretty large number. You can most likely play either Mitocendius or Mac on this and just win due to B power. I like the theme of it. It has a neat flow to it. It doesn't have flow. That's an Aquas thing, but it's neat. I like it. Next is Hypervice Rocks. This is a 2-drop evolution. The 2 looks weird on this card for some reason, but I'm not gonna argue it. 600 B power and 6 damage for 2. Okay. And if you land on a Mystic Shield, which is already going to be giving you quite a bit of B, you also get 4 additional damage and Shadow Strike, so your B power and damage rating can't be lowered. Next, we're moving up to the larger Vice Rocks. This is Hypervice Rocks Ultra. 3-drop for this one, 700 B power and 5 damage. And this one does a thing. If you play cards from 3 different factions in the same turn, I'm going to pause right there. This one's a bit harder to do where it's on an evolution, because you're also going to have to play one of your Aurelus cards to trigger this. So keep that in mind. It gets plus 300 B, plus 3 damage, and Victor, you can draw 3 cards. So it's 1,000 B power. That was creepy. Okay, so this thing is 1,000 B power if you can get its effect to trigger. But it's if you can get its effect to trigger. The draw 3 cards is also really cool. So if you do trigger it, you're getting more cards in your hand to be able to trigger it. But this one is a bit more difficult than the other. So, well, I like it. I think I like it. We'll definitely have to see how it plays out, but it has potential. Maximus Green Ultra, or Goreen, I feel like I pronounce it weird. This one is a 10-drop, or free if you play it right. No effect, but that's okay, because it's a 1600 B power, 12 damage Bakugan. That's pretty decent. I mean, it is 10 B power, and it doesn't have any effects, but there's a high chance that you can play this early on for free, and it just gets really good. So we'll see. Titan Kubo is the next card we're going to look at. Only 4 energy for this evolution, 900 B power, and 8 damage are the stats. But you may reroll this once each turn if you miss. So it's one of those it's cheap, the stats are good, and I would almost consider this a good beginner's evolution for like a, hey, someone's never played, build them this deck Bakugan. So, not bad. So, I mean, it has its purpose. Titan Gor Theon Ultra is next. 5 energy for this evolution. 1200 B power. It's pretty high. 6 damage. Battle Mastery. When you play this, you can choose one of the two. You either get plus 600 B, or a Bakugan gets. It doesn't have to be this specific Bakugan. Or you can recharge 6 of your energy cards, which that one's actually pretty neat. If you have 6 energy cards and you play Titan Gor Theon Ultra, when you're fighting with Titan Gor Theon Ultra, you get to just untap all of them. It's a free evolution that turns into a 1200 B power. This may be the first Gor Theon I've actually somewhat liked. I'll get to why I'm more okay with it than I should be here in just a bit, but all in all, I'm gonna say it's okay, and it has potential. Titan Hydranoid Ultra. Man, this card's beautiful. It's a 200 B power for 4 energy, which is garbage. 8 damage, which is, I mean, that's okay. But if you land on a Flaming Fist, this thing gets plus 2000 B power. For being able to roll accurately, this Bakugan is a 2200 B power Bakugan for 4. That's just fantastic. It's just good. So get good at rolling, play this. It's a good card. However, I actually do want to say, I'll flip back up to it real quick. There's a downside to this card. If your opponent is playing Chaos, be wary. They might be able to steal your cores. Or if your opponent's playing Pyrus, they might be able to steal your cores. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Titan Bilious Ultra. 6 energy for this evolution, 700 B power, and 6 damage. When you play this, both players must destroy all but 3 energy cards they have. I don't know how I feel about this card. Part of me wants to love it, because I can see some potential with it, especially if, let's say, you've played the new Dan, which you'll see what it does whenever you watch the Pyrus one. Actually, I'll just say, most people already know. Basically, the new Dan lets both you and your opponent have twice the energy off of one card. So this would reset you both at 6 instead of 3. Or, I don't know, it's interesting. We'll see. I have a couple ideas of how this could be play tested, but this is really one that I need to try. I don't know whether this is going to be good or garbage, but we'll see. Titan Xin Tarr. This is a 5-drop evolution. 1200, 8. It's what it is, it's what it does, it's what it do. Moving into the flip cards, because yes, Aurelus now has flip cards, and that I'm okay with. I like that we're getting some Aurelus flips. 3 energy, and stop all non-Aurelus. Think we needed that. That's actually, in my opinion, out of the stop all nons, that's probably one of the better ones. Excluding like Pact of Darkness that you can play for free. This is nice. I like it. Next is Vacuum. It's the free stop just Aurelus. That's it. So, I don't like that one too much. And lastly, we have a hero. This is kind of interesting. Magnus, Living Arm of Tico. 3 energy to play him down. And when you play a card with Battle Mastery, you may choose both. So let's look at that Gor Theon again. Recharge 6 and give additional B power. The turn you play that, it's free and a lot larger than normal. That's a cool combo. And it's just a 1-card combo. As long as this 3-drop is on the field, all you gotta do is play it and you get the boost. It's easy, I like it, but that's the end of this video. He's who we're ending on. There is only one Aurelus hero. So I hope you enjoyed. If you're unaware, I am currently having a contest that's happening. If you like my stuff, subscribe and stick around and share it, because if we can get to 1,000 subscribers before this entire set review goes live, well, I'm going to be giving out a custom painted Bakugan to one of those subscribers. So hope you stick around and do all the things that everyone tells you to do. But whether you do or whether you don't, well, you'll see me when you see me.